artists don't like when I say this, but I look for influence. Because you asked me, what do I look for in working with an artist? I assume you mean like up and coming artists.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I specifically, the first thing I look for is influence. I don't.
Okay, so break it down. Is that like following? Is that the first thing? Like, do they have
following? And it's not just following, because you can have a lot of followers and no influence.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's engagement.
Okay.
It's really just, what have you created that people want to look for you for, or to listen for you for.
Right.
I don't care about how you sound. I really don't.
Oh,
care.
wow.
Because
bitch come in there.
I don't care.
Oh, you got $1 million?
So sound
come here. Jay gonna be like, come on.
Come on, because I'm gonna make you sound good.
Got you.
Exactly.
Because I got the
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Big tree, little bird. They swing, we swing. Roll with the boys. When I win, we win. Whole lot of toys. I'm talking real big things. Whole lot of noise. Yeah.
OXG show. I'm Big Tree.
I'm Birdie.
And we got my dog. We got Grammy nominated, you feel me? Work with my favorite artist. He done probably work with your favorite artist too, you feel me? I got my brother, Jay Uncut, in the building, you feel me?
What's good?
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Welcome
to the show.
What's good? What's good?
Man, what's good with you?
Man, shit, man. Grinding, bro.
Grinding.
Work every day.
Every day, nigga, I notice every time I hit you, I'm on my way to a session.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on my way to a So I'd be like, yeah, I definitely see you working. We got some stuff coming, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
But
sure.
yeah, tell us about yourself. Where you from? Where you born and raised?
I'm actually born in Toronto, Canada.
Canada.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why you got the vibe. Toronto got vibes over
Yeah,
there.
man. Toronto got vibes. But you know what's crazy? I was just born there. Atlanta is home. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was raised in Atlanta. Atlanta is what grew me. Atlanta is what got me into music. Atlanta is kind of like...
When did you leave Toronto and go to Atlanta, or leave Toronto and come to the States?
Shit, I was like a kid, man. I was like 6, 5.
Okay.
And then moved to Atlanta, and then, you know, just went through all school through Atlanta. So, and you know, all my habits, culture, everything is like Atlanta.
You in high school, college, Atlanta? You went to college?
I didn't go to college. I went to, I did like elementary, middle school, high school, all in Atlanta. That's why like Atlanta raised me. You know
right, okay, but why no college? What was the decision after high school?
I ain't gonna lie, man. Music is just kind of do what it's supposed to do. Like,
I feel that. Most people be scared to do that. Especially, I'm looking at you. You ain't a little dude. You like you play sports.
I did in high school.
See, like in high school, like you got sports. You got to be our size and say I want to do music. For me, it was kind of difficult. Like being this big and say, I want to sing. I want to do. And they looking at me like, nigga, your big ass. You better go back somebody down,
exactly.
dunk on somebody. You big ass nigga want to sing. You feel me? You got some silence. So was that kind of a thing for you? Did you play sports in high school?
I did.
What you play?
I was playing basketball. I was actually starting power forward, man.
Okay.
And you know, and I stretched the floor a little bit too.
Okay,
so,
you got a jumper.
Yeah, so I was doing my thing, and then.
So it sounded like you would probably beat him on that one.
I mean,
is another. It's another.
See, I ain't.
You could probably beat him though. I done played him.
He's just tripping because I beat his ass on a 1-on-1 back in Watts like a couple years ago.
He must have been like fantasizing. No, I let him.
You
score.
just mad.
I remember you scored when I let you score, but when I didn't want you to.
What do you mean you let me score?
Yeah, when I let you shoot them threes, go on shoot it. He hit one.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean?
1 out of 1.
Beat him. Me, I don't know if you fool me.
I don't think so, bro. I ain't gonna.
Not too many. You feel me? It's people in the league that I done been against that can't even.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's good. You feel me? I understand, but music took the forefront.
Yeah.
In high school.
So it was more so like I was good, but I wasn't that good, and everything to me is mental. So like, I just believe that if I wanted to be in sports, I would have been good in sports.
Yeah.
I didn't care for it. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I was starting wide receiver in high school. I was starting power forward.
Oh, you was more sporty than me. I was one sport. I didn't play two sports till like later, but
I was number one option in wide receiver. So like it was one of those that I'm gonna keep it 100. Like I had an issue with like being attentive or being organized or being like really
being told how to be a fucking pawn or a worker and answer questions, raise your hand, and all
even
that
in
shit.
school and academics, like I was failing classes because it was just like I just always had my own thing, and academics, like eligibility, is what kind of took my passion from sports away.
You still play sports right now? You still play? No hooping, nothing.
You know, I'll do my workouts, but I'm not gonna like ball
and try to motherfucking go up there.
Because you
Tip dunk on a nigga.
You know what I'm saying? They already expected me to do windmills and shit. I'm like, man.
When's the last time you hooped?
Man, I ain't gonna cap. It's been a minute.
I stopped playing professionally some years ago, but for me, it's the workout this regimen for me. Being able to play basketball, the one day of pickup basketball where I play is like running damn near 6 or 7 miles.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I did weights all my life, college and stuff. I don't like to do weights anymore. I do body weight stuff. So basketball for me is like what's keeping me in shape, keeping me healthy, keeping me my mind right. So that's what I use it for.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So
who got you into music? Is there like an artist, a person?
So I grew up in like a church household. My dad was a pastor, so music was kind of like, and he played
church every Sunday, Bible study,
every
choir rehearsal. I know my dad's singing the choir at this moment. My sister's singing the choir at this moment. So I know what you feel.
It was literally daily life for me. So, and my dad played piano. Obviously, I just picked up over time, but it was just like, okay, I can do this. You know, music was more so of, I guess for most people, it was more so fun. It was a hobby. It was like interest. It was interesting that I can create sounds.
When did you create your first sound, first beat, or?
I just knew how to play piano.
Okay.
This was growing up. I didn't know nothing about beats.
Did you play in the church?
I played in the church. That's what got me into music, is because it was like, as I'm growing in my dad's church, I have to play. I don't have a choice.
Right. He the lead pianist. You his son. You in there. Ain't probably nobody better than you. You his son.
So I had to play. But as I got older and more, not mature, but as I got more independent, I realized, like, I was living in this neighborhood where there was a church across the street, and I would just go there. Like, mind you, again, music brought me to church. I would just go to church on my own because I just like to be around music. And they was like, oh, you play? I'm like, yeah. Right. They would put me on the piano, and they were paying me. I had never got paid before. I'm like 17. I had never got paid before. I was like, oh, y'all paying me to play?
So you just walked in there one day at 17. It was across the street.
And just
felt the vibe. The piano was open. You did some shit. They said, oh, that nigga got some fingers.
And they was like, come every Sunday, we'll pay you. I'm like, dang, I can't come because my dad needs me at the church. At some point.
Wait, so you skipped days at your church and went to this church?
Yeah. And my dad hated that.
Because it was across the street.
It was across the street. My dad hated that. It was to the point where, again, now I'm 17, 18. I'm feeling myself. Like, nigga,
I'm my own man.
I got $500 in my pocket now.
Right.
Like, what you talking about?
Right.
My dad kicked me out, so he kicked me out of the house.
Damn, because of that?
He kicked me out because I wasn't playing at his church.
Wow.
Really?
Oh, it was serious, man. When you a PK, it's serious.
No, that sounds serious. So what was your, I guess when you young, 17, I'm my own man. I'm getting money now. This across the street. If I want to do this, family, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
So let me ask, what is your connection or relationship with God and religion?
Oh, no, I'm deep. I grew up, that's instilled. You know, when something is it's not something that you're just taught. It's something that's instilled. So like my relationship is my relationship. I know what I mean, not to get off topic, but like even with the J. Cole, him apologizing, I am 100% with him.
Yeah,
because there is spiritual accountability, and I have accountability that is instilled into me. So I know what I can and can't do. There's certain things that I know that I have a responsibility. You know that God. And
I ain't gonna lie neither. When I first saw the J. Cole apology, I was a little thrown off. A little because I wasn't in the right mind. Because I'm with you now. I feel like I'm with what he did for sure. But I was a little thrown off because I'm like, okay, it's a battle. Why not have the fun? Maybe you could have did that behind closed doors with him, and then left the fun and the just the energy of hip hop behind the beat. It's not like fake beat, but as I came to realize, like it's bigger than music.
It is, and
it's way bigger than music.
And I know people saying it's sport. Right?
That's like it's fun sport. Go back at him, go back at this, but
I'm telling you,
like when you getting to know yourself and trying to take yourself mentally and spiritually to another level, and you know that it's bigger than music, and you like, nigga, this is not the self that I've been.
Been working on.
If you think about it, J. Cole is jumping into a space that he's never been in before, to where he has to to be attacking and talking about.
Reacting and attacking.
You know what really is? First of all, we're instigating. The media is instigating.
Yeah, for sure.
Like heavy,
for sure,
heavy instigating.
Yeah.
So you got J. Cole like I'm almost like he didn't even want to do that 7-minute drill. I almost felt like he didn't want to do it, but he did it because we instigated him.
Yeah, it's people online who gonna say
that's how he starts it. Is like I heard my homie saying someone's dissing. That's the first line he says. And
so then what made it worse is even though he didn't go so hard.
Yeah.
It's like you got the media saying, "Oh, that was just a teaser. Oh, that's just
right." He said nothing about it being a reply, a teaser.
They was like he's just getting warmed up, and it's like now Cole is thinking, "Damn, they want me to go harder on this dude." That's not even him, bro.
Exactly.
Like,
and that's what
he even says. It's like I like the dude. Yeah, like he like softly served it to him.
Each other. It's like I'm sure like it's real love there. And I was even watching a clip on Instagram from one of my big bros, Mr. Fab. And he was talking about this. He from the Bay Area, one of the pioneers. My brother, Mr. FAB, love you. But he was talking about this. He was like what I said, it's bigger than rap. Like, really, if we think about it, we wasn't there. Biggie and Pop, them niggas not even in the same vicinity and area, but they're getting instigated into a situation of them who's better, magazine cover split down the middle with a verses. Like, they just making music. From their region. Yeah. You feel me? But the media painted that picture like, oh, him versus him, who's better? Da, da, da. Oh, so the media like really fuels a lot of it. And I feel like J. Cole kind of got caught in that and realized it because he's not that nigga.
That's just nice.
To get swept with the media and he's not that. And I feel that and I recognize that late because when it first happened, I was just like, oh, let's let them battle. Why you apologize? And I was like, nah, that's bigger than
it was the pressure.
It's definitely spiritual accountability, man. And that's why I respect what he did. And I'm not on the inside, but I'm cool with Punch, who's president of TDE. So he's on the inside of the Kendrick side. And he's like, man, I'm telling you, like, it is. Kendrick is that. He's that dude.
He is that dude. He is that dude. But one thing we and my homies was talking about in the studio the other day, which they had a fair argument. Drake and J. Cole been rapping all year. And Kendrick likes to come out the cut on a good song with a good verse and say some shit. When Drake been rapping all year, J. Cole been rapping now he gets to spend all year thinking of this verse or these lines and this to come at to stir up some shit when they've been rapping all year.
That's exactly what J. Cole said on the verse. He was like, you put out 4 albums in X amount of time. He's like, I've been rapping all year and I don't need to come out on controversy. He's like, I'm just like rapping and now you want my shine because you see me like doing all this.
I feel like artists like that, when you think about it, they earn that. Just like Rihanna earned that. Like whenever she dropped, everybody ready. Whenever B dropped, everybody ready. Whenever Kendrick dropped, everybody ready. I do want to say, do you think, a question, just kind of still on time, you think Drake got a better album than Good Kid, Mad City?
I might be biased, but I think everything Drake does is better. Ooh. Drake is, come on, man. Drake is
a GOAT. That's my favorite artist. Shout out Drake. Shout out. Yeah. But Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah,
that's probably the best album I done heard sonically, storytelling wise. Ain't nobody created a situation in a.
But are you talking from? Are you talking
an album and you feel like you there and it's flowing, the skits, everything. Album wise, that's why I'm like.
Are you talking though from like a hip hop lens or just in general?
Delivery of everything, skits, like where you go when you listening to it, the flow of the project, the music. I feel like
I understand,
like music wise, Drake puts out a lot of great music, better than. But album wise, ain't nobody put no album together like that. In my opinion.
I think you're talking more from like a storytelling perspective, because like it's more like
perspective. I get that. I haven't felt that ever.
And it's I can feel you on that. I may be one of the, I don't know how many other like producers or music creators are like look from my lens, but like I'm gonna try to say this the way that makes sense. I'm not a fan of music. Okay, so that don't make sense. All right.
It don't, because I'm looking at you right now, nigga. What? What you talking about, nigga?
So like I don't, when I'm in my car and I'm taking a ride, I don't have music on.
I do that a lot. Okay.
I'm not really listening to the way that the fans listen to music. The fans listen to music, listening to bars, listening to the lyric, to the delivery. I will listen to music based off of what I would do, like how I would create it or how I want my artist to create it. So I'm listening for flow. I'm listening to cadences. I'm listening to beats. I'm listening to melodies. I'm listening to the sounds. I'm listening like the flow of rappers, flows, singers sing. That's how I listen to music. So I would have to go back and listen a second. If an album drop, I'd have to go back and listen to like a second, third time to actually listen to lyrics.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not listening for lyrics when I first hear a song. I'm listening to just creativity.
You think that's more important than lyric, the creativity, the cadence, the melody?
I'm not gonna lie. It depends on the genre.
And do you think it's always been like that, or you think it's been a shift?
I think it's a shift. Lyrics, I don't think is as important anymore.
Yeah,
I think
it has to do with the oversaturation. So much music being brought back then.
Yeah,
you only listen to a certain amount of artists that you think is real artists and that be on the radio. Now everybody.
If you think about it, mumble rap became mumble rap. It became popular because we don't care about lyrics anymore.
We care about vibe.
The vibe, melody, cadences, the beat. And I think, and there was a couple videos.
Do you think it's influenced on drug culture?
One more time?
Vibe, drug culture, like trying to find a vibe. Like why is when you smoking a lot, when you taking shrooms a lot, when you taking pills a lot, you want to vibe. You can't really comprehend lyrics, but you're vibing.
I mean, I think it does correlate in one way, but I don't think it was the main influence for that.
Not main, but it's probably a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure. Definitely.
Sure it's influenced a little bit.
I just thought about that, like just now. Like it feel like it could be heavily drugged.
Definitely, I think maybe the artists making that mumble rap style music were so fucked up on drugs that's where that came from.
And the artists are making the music more on drugs, and people are listening to music more on not drugs. Because shrooms is not a drug, weed is not a drug, but more, what is it?
Just intoxicated. Yeah, intoxicated in general. Because you could be really drunk too and still come out with the same product.
Under the influence of alcohol, just like, it's a lot more of that. I mean, but we wasn't around back in the day. It probably was a lot of drug consuming, alcohol, coke doing back in the day.
They were talking real shit back.
But yeah, like that's where his point comes, that there was a shift, because back then they were still doing the drugs, but they were still focused on like, I still need to deliver it and say something important here.
They was saying real shit back then. Yeah. Now we just talking about money.
It's also because everyone has access to making music nowadays, right? Now someone can just whip up a laptop and just record with like $1,000. They can make music anywhere, where before you have to get a studio, get a producer,
put it on wax,
understand how everything works, get an engineer, have money, all that stuff. So I think everything played a part in a shift in it.
Yeah, like it's less and less about the content of what you're saying. That because everybody's talking about the same thing now. So as long as that melody and that cadence is good,
Yeah.
hey man, we
And
got
it's
it
out
right
of
here.
here.
Okay, so based off that, what do you look for in an artist when you want to work with someone new?
I'm not, man. This artists don't like when I say this, but I look for influence when I work with an artist.
What you mean?
Influence, like the influence.
Are they able to influence, or do they have influence?
If they have influence, you can. If you're able to influence, you will have influence. You know.
Yeah.
So you're saying like charisma, you're saying presence online,
Some people
presence on...
don't have influence, but they can influence through their art. But they visually they don't have it. They're not together to have influence, like brand wise, like
I'm telling you, it's just so. And again, and you're an artist, so you can agree or disagree. But like, influence is really because you asked me what do I look for in working with an artist. I assume you mean like up and coming artists.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I specifically, the first thing I look for is influence. I don't.
Okay, so break it down. Is that like following? Is that the first thing? Like,
It's
do they have
following? And it's not just following because you can have a lot of followers and no influence.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's engagement.
Okay.
It's really just what have you created that people want to look for you for, or
Got you.
to listen for you for.
right.
I don't care about how you sound. I really don't.
Oh
care.
wow.
Because
Bitch come in there.
I don't care.
Oh, you got $1 million.
So sound
come
come-
here. Jay gonna be like, come on.
Come on, because I'm gonna make you sound good.
Got you. Got you.
Exactly.
Because I got the
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Because nowadays, yeah, it's definitely.
Okay. So
It's back. I'm telling you, there's a lot of artists people that they gonna hate that, especially talented artists.
But that's fine. That's real. That's true to you. That's why I asked. That's true to you, and that's the most important thing. Whether it's right or wrong, that's irrelevant. As long as it's true to you, and that's the reason why you're doing it, and you're honest with it, that's the most important.
I've graduated from making great music to making great business.
Okay.
Music has always been something that I grew up in. I understood it. It became me.
Okay.
And I learned it and I studied it and I became more and more. I came better at it. As anything you do, when you do consistently, you become better at it. So music became easy, but it didn't pay bills.
Yeah.
So, I'm in my mid-20s and I'm like, I'm good at this, but I'm still broke. You know what I'm saying? So I had to stop focusing on becoming better at music. Again, this is just my personal story.
Yeah.
I had to stop focusing on getting better at music and getting more enhanced in business. So there was a time in my life where, because I play piano, there was a time in my life where I was thinking, I need to become better at piano. I got to get more chops. I got to get more chords.
I gotta be the best.
I got to do this.
Technicality.
Just like if you play sports, it's the same ground. I gotta be the best. Ain't nobody gonna outwork her.
Yeah. And as I was doing that, because I'm trying to keep up with the other musicians, and as I was doing that, I started to realize, like, bro, I'm not making no money doing this.
Getting better.
I don't care if I can do a Mozart piece blindfolded. It's not gonna make me no money. So I said, let me start looking up YouTube videos of how I can play better. And I was like, let me start following the producers that are rich, that are making money.
Like, what are they doing? What are their steps?
I started watching Zaytoven. I started watching Troy Taylor's. And
Troy Taylor, that's my dog.
Yeah.
That's my dog.
And so Troy Taylor is my mentor, by the way. So
You worked with him in the Bay, huh?
Shout out Troy Taylor for sure.
And it was
Atlanta.
out of Atlanta. And,
right.
And it was, I started asking the questions about what is it that I need to do to become better as a better musician, a better producer. And they started teaching me the business. And that's when I birthed an understanding of music business rather than music skill.
Oh, yeah. Let's dive into that. What's the music business side that you learned that propelled your music to the next level?
So you know, my first record was with Regina Bell. Regina Bell was like for the 80s babies. She's a Grammy Award winning artist. She sang A Whole New World on the Aladdin soundtrack. So she came to me out of the church, just watching me play. Damn. I want you to
what, back in where?
When I was playing at the church across the street.
What age?
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
17, 18?
I was about 24ish at the time now. And I'm like, now I'm deep in the church because I'm on salary now.
Yeah.
You know, and you know,
This church in Georgia?
It's in a church in Georgia. Okay. Yeah, it's a big church. So I graduated. I moved from the church across the street to this big mega church. Atlanta has a lot of mega churches, big stadium churches.
Yeah. Got you.
And I ended up becoming the music director for one of the churches.
Fire.
But anyway, I'm like, she comes in and she's like, I love these chords you're playing. I'm producing a project. Damn. You know, I want you to come in to Houston because she was recording at Houston, and she was like, come in. Do those chords and put that together for me. I ain't know nothing about business. I was just like, all right, I'm there. I did the record, and her manager was like, okay, here's ASCAP. Let me show you what ASCAP is. And I was like, oh, okay. Oh, you make money off of this. She's like, yeah. You put your information in. Here's your account. And also, too, you know, this is publishing. This is what royalties are. This is what, he taught me all of that. Damn. And then it was like, okay, so I can make more music and start generating more royalties rather than just playing keys at the church, which I continue to do. But I started looking for more artists to work with, you know, because I'm like, I found her and I made money off of that. Okay, let me, you know. So as the years went on, I found my, you know, started managing a studio, and I met a friend of mine introduced me to Ruby Rose. And this is before she started like making music. And I was like, okay, boom, she has influence. Again, I looked at the business as, if you can create a record with an artist who has influence, more people will listen. Right. More people will, you know, okay, who produced that? Oh, okay, that's the producer. All right, cool. Royalties, I already learned about royalties. So I was like, okay, the more people who are going to stream this music, the more royalties I get. Okay, it started to become ABC to me. You know,
did she have interest in doing music when you met her?
Absolutely, she did. Okay. But she was fresh too. Okay. So I said, all right. So I remember I was working with Troy Taylor, and he was teaching me about developing artists and, you know, publishing deals, and he was just giving me the whole breakdown. I was like, I can use Ruby. She needs music. I want to get myself out there. So I developed her throughout the whole pandemic, like brought her to the studio every day. Damn. And we just created music, just records. And I was like, drop one. We had one, we dropped it, and it just spiraled, went crazy. Articles were coming in, Source magazine, XXL coming in. From influence, bro. Yeah. And I learned. I mean, I already learned, but that was my hands-on experience, for my first hands-on experience of breaking an artist, and that became the formula to me. Okay, that's the business.
That's the business.
Yeah, and I ended up getting a pub deal with Sony, and they, you know, when you learn, when things happen, you learn. It's kind of like, you know, street education, it's hands-on education. And I started to learn, okay, so this is where my passion is. My passion is working with independent artists and teaching them the business.
Gotcha.
You know, because it becomes ABC after a while when you're like, okay, and please keep in mind, I don't just work with artists who only have influence. Yeah. I mean, I work with anybody, but like, to me, the labels, I have like a label mindset. The labels want influence. The labels, that's why they're not doing artist development. I was just thinking that
in my head. Like, okay, he's saying like, I want to find independent artists, and it's about finding influence. That's really what the label's looking for. They're looking for artists. They don't care what your music sounds like. Oh, you got 50,000 people coming out or liking your post. Okay, sign. You know what I mean? Like, so,
technically, it makes sense. And
business wise,
it does. I mean, they wouldn't be so successful if they weren't doing these kind of things, right?
You got people that's gonna argue that if they more music head and they want to You got to put the money behind the music. The people
I
that's
get it.
really doing it.
And I don't
and
argue.
then it might take a couple of years for that person that really make good music to make good money.
That's true.
But if you do a song with this artist right now that got 50,000 people liking a post, all you need is one stream to generate from each one of them to get, like, you know what I mean?
You get the money back, yeah.
If you're a music executive or a music label owner, it only makes sense to you.
Yeah, you're looking for the numbers.
You gotta just think it. If I put $100,000 of my money into an artist that is generating millions of engagement every day, like
it's natural.
It's just gonna happen. I don't care what the music sounds like.
I don't care if I'm pushing the music culture forward or not. I'm gonna push it. It's just 6 months to this shit dead out and make my money and move on to the next.
And make your money and move on to the next. That's how the labels think. Okay, so now you have us as producers who have to do the artist development because the labels are not doing artist development. Right. So now I can come in and bring balance to that and say, okay, now let's create great music for real. Mm-hmm. I still want the influence, but let's create great music for real. Like I'm not gonna play around with it. I'm not gonna just, and so. That's why I look for influence, but
how do you feel, when you say create great music for real and you got a new artist, do you say, okay, what's popping right now? Or what's great music? Let's get a piano, let's get some chords together, make this great music. Or let's try to create, this is going on right now, let's try to do this now. Do you go that direction or do you go in the music direction?
No, I go in the direction of music is evolving every day. So, honestly, I'm at an age now where I have to listen to what they're listening to, the kids are listening to. If there's a sound, I say, well, I'm not familiar with that sound, but let's enhance what you already got going on. That's what I'm about. I'm not here to change anything. I'm not gonna, push what I know. I'm gonna push what you know, and then let's create on that sound. So I've heard some wild shit, but it's like if they like it, I love it. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's kind of how it works out. But
do you prefer a house studio or a professional studio?
It honestly doesn't really matter. It kind of like, house studios are cool. I'm more so just about my engineer. Okay. I don't care where we record.
Right.
Okay.
My engineer. I put up a post the other day and I said, man, my engineers are my co-producers.
Yeah.
And
an engineer could really fuck shit up if they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And an engineer can make shit great. If a person is singing and don't know what they're doing or rapping and don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I like engineer myself my whole life until I came out here and like, okay, let me focus on the music. And this motherfucker over here that's been doing engineering and mixing for 20 years. Yeah. I've been doing it for 8, 9. Give it to him. Don't even just focus on the music. Give it to him. Let him do it. But I feel you on that.
Man,
we co-producer for real.
Yeah, we'll pick up our. Get a couple speakers, interface, and a mic. We'll be in a hotel room.
Yeah.
As long as my engineer's there, let's come record. Right. It don't matter.
Gotcha.
So I don't really have a preference. It's just more so I have to record with my engineers.
Gotcha.
My engineers gonna make everything.
Do you have any big records or anything like that? Has any like Grammy nominated or anything that you recorded like in a hotel or something like that?
I'm not gonna say I have. I can't say that. I wouldn't say anything major out of like a small studio. But I have recorded records in small studios, but nothing that
notable, yeah.
My all the Ruby Rose stuff we did it was in a studio. It wasn't like a big studio. It was like something I built. But it was pretty solid though.
What's a basic setup for an up and coming artist for you?
Man, get 2 HS6s. Monitors, Yamaha. You can go grab you a Bluebird from Guitar Center for like $200.
What's the Bluebird? Oh, the mic.
The mic, yeah. A little blue mic, little situation.
Like coming up, I got a good mic now, but I used to hear about the Bluebird a lot. But it used to always be promoted as a cheaper mic.
It's cheap. But
It's cheap, but it's the best cheap.
it's
mic.
nice, bro. It gets the job done. You know,
Yeah.
It gets you a little.
I record on
foresight.
these.
Say it again.
I record on these.
Oh yeah, what is this? Oh
Yeah, SM7Bs.
yeah, well, it's so simple, man.
Yeah.
You know, get you a for sure, a foresight interface. If you don't have enough for like an Apollo Twin, just get you a little $100. Man, you good. You know what I'm saying? Again, send it to your engineer. Your engineer,
Yeah, he's gonna make that shit right for sure.
If you got a bad mic, they're gonna twist it. If you got a good mic, they don't have to do as much work.
as much.
Yeah.
Feel me? So that does make sense for sure.
What DAW do you use?
I am so I come from the old school. So it's not, I won't call it old school, but I'm
Okay, wait. You two old mixing engineering ass man. What the fuck is the DAW?
Like Logic, Pro Tools?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Come on, Tree.
A dog.
What you mean?
He said
Dog.
DAW.
Dog, that's what they. Nigga, I don't
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dog.
It's-
Okay, that's what they call it, a dog. Okay,
Yeah.
all right, bet.
Or
I use-
DAW.
Okay, I know
Or
what it
DAW,
means now, but I didn't
same
know it
difference,
said
same
DAW.
difference.
Y'all using lingo like I didn't recognize the lingo. Okay. What you
Yeah.
do?
I'm a Logic head, man.
Same.
So
Damn, Logic.
Logic
is
Power.
I know that. I thought you was Pro Tools.
no. I mean, I use Pro Tools to cut vocals. I use
Okay.
Logic to create beats.
Oh,
Gotcha.
okay.
Yeah. So
How you feel about vocals in Logic?
it's cool. It's cool. I've seen a lot of people. I ain't gonna lie. I get a little sketchy when I see an engineer recording in Logic. I be
Why?
Like, okay.
I record. I love.
Why do
No,
you-
no. It's okay.
Why? But
It's
why?
okay,
But why?
but
What's the
yeah,
thought
what's the
process
reason?
behind that?
Because I feel like when if I'm working,
I feel you too because I feel like I should have graduated to record in Pro Tools.
Oh, but what's the difference?
But I'm just trying to.
You think the DAW actually has an impact on the recording, like the sonics of it?
it kind
I feel
of
like Pro Tools is better on the output.
Yeah.
Like it makes it sound better when you record in Logic, do everything, put it in Pro Tools. Now you gonna really hear it.
I think you have more tools, more access. You have more. Just to me, I just feel like an engineer who records and again, if you're recording your own stuff, that's cool. If I got Coco Jones and I'm bringing her into my session and you pull up live,
I mean, Pro Tools is industry standard.
it's just industry standard.
Got you. Okay,
I
got you.
understand that.
But
I wouldn't feel comfortable.
But is there a reason sonically for that? Do you think there's?
I wouldn't say because there are some Logic masters that can make.
So you
it.
just judging off the jump, like he's opening up Logic and you're like Logic and you're like this.
Shifting, telling everybody Pro Tools.
I just know when I want some certain things, I know Pro Tools is gonna
Got
get
it.
it
And I
done.
know
Got you,
every
okay.
time I go to a studio, a major session, minor session, the majority of the time it's Pro Tools for sure.
Yeah.
But I use majority of the time Logic, and I always try to like, why is this so much better? Like, why do they think this? Because Logic is like, and Logic got some good updates right now.
No, Logic
does.
is good.
I ain't even gonna lie. I thought they did their new updates, and I was like, I can't figure this out. But I realized how to use them. Like, damn.
Yeah.
Like this motherfucker, like the new auto tune is like next level. Like you can control it so much more than you could.
They're trying to match it to actual auto tune. You think?
You
I haven't used that in a while. I got auto tune.
I got it the update, and I seen all the new controls. It's like it's intimidating. But then once you like understand, okay, let's do that. I did some YouTube.
Yeah, because Logic originally, I think I use Logic as well, is because it's user friendly. It looks
very user-friendly.
it's and I also record my vocals on Logic because I produce also on Logic, so it's just easier. I keep everything in the same session, but like that's why I wanted to ask you, what do you think? It's like, do you think it actually has an impact?
I think as long as if you're recording your own stuff, I would say stick to the Logic. Especially if it's easy for you.
Yeah.
You know, I just feel like I said, it's just industry standard. Plus, I feel more comfortable knowing that
You know how to use
knows Pro Tools in and out.
I feel
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
What if he's got both of them open and it's like, I'm gonna record in Logic, but I'm gonna throw everything on Pro
Hey,
Tools? He's still
honestly,
gonna have.
whatever gets
Can't
the
go
job
wrong.
done. I ain't gonna-
in
I
that
ain't-
way? For
Yeah,
sure.
but I just never seen that happen before.
Gotcha.
But
He keeps it up just to keep you comfortable, and he doesn't use it at all.